there's going to be mass melanin extractions. They will try to take this substance from you. This is why you must use your will to attract those of high vibrations. You see what I'm saying? Now, and one thing that means also that you can't be fucking around with crackers. So one level, you can't be fucking around with this beast, because these beasts can take your melanin by your energy, especially, like I say, through sex. So what it means is here, these are vampires. So the real vampire will take your melanin through temporary. They take your melanin, first of all, they take your energy when they touch you. That's why you see some white people, when they get to know you, they want to touch all over you. And you know, and I know a lot of people, when they first got dreads, you see a lot of dreads now, but white people will come up and want to touch your goddamn dreads. Or they'll come up and want to touch your hair. That's because they're taking your energy from you. They're vampires. So they can take that kind of energy by touching you. Another way is the ones that know. The other ones, when they get around your energy, it turns into racism. They reject against you because, you know, two damn objects might not attract each other. You know, you got different metals that polarize from each other. You know what I'm saying? So, but the ones that know, they come and try to take your energy. That's one way. Another way is through sex. Another way is basically getting so bad now that they just got to basically snatch you, take your whole body and take the parts out and make substitute. And that's the reason why they had to crush the mummies up, and they've always been eating us. You see what I'm saying? They've always been eating us for years. It's because they are the vampires. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they're talking about here. You see, vampire does what? Tries to suck your blood. What is blood? Blood, the liquid blood is only that. The liquid blood is only a fraction of what's in you, as the melanin is throughout your whole blood system.
Just that the physical body that we've been operating in has been under the auspices of this recessive creature who has been living as a parasite off of us. That's why you've been looking at all these movies coming on have to do with vampires. He is letting you know that he is a vampire. He is the parasite. He is the second order entity. This is his life. This is who he is. This is who he has been fascinated with. He wants us fascinated with it. So I tell the brothers and sisters to make sure you're conserving your energy, because everything is going to be trying to raise your fear signatures to exhaust your what I call ectoplasmic plasma. Your ectoplasmic plasma, or blood, is what you bleed when you go through traumatic fear signatures. You bleed, they feed, but they feed on a whole other level. That's why they like war. War causes fear. Fear causes a bleeding on the ectoplasmic level, plus a bleeding on the physiological level, and they're feeding at both ends. So to open up and enhance the first eye and all of your Kundalini blood energies, and I'm glad that we'll be beginning to see that we're trapped. My whole thing right now is, and what I'm putting into my book, the Cosmic Codex, is that we are now operating within a specific paradigm, consciousness paradigm, that has been pulled over our eyes, like the Matrix has said, but it is based upon the phylogenetic mutational concepts of the European. Phylogenetic meaning the genetic tribal consciousness of the European, who has essentially projected his recessive energies upon us, in which we have adopted almost to a point of infection. And my thing is to help people to understand that we have to disengage from the matter-of-fact reality that we are constantly in, that we are presently in, and to watch how we are using our defensive energy, because that's what they want us to do. They want us defending ourselves against certain illusory situations that keep us distracted, that keep our Kundalini as well as resurrective and redemptive energies distracted. Certain types of what I call psycho-spiritual skirmishes. Watch out how you manifest as well as trajectory, or the trajectory to your magic, because they're having you shooting at phantoms. trick is conservatism at this point, to conserve your energies, make sure that they're not randomly used in forms of rituals, not rituals that have to do with enhancement, but rituals that have to do with the exhaustion of your vital forces, the one that you're going to need to make that transition. At this point, everyone has very low blood signature energies based upon how they've been taking these chemtrails, as well as the poisons that they're putting into the food, the very kinds of adverse signatures, electromagnetic signatures that they're coming across with on the television, in your light field, in your your cell phones, your computer screens. Everything is about attenuating your blood song, the blood signature energies that are going to necessarily have to be vibrating at certain levels for us to make that transition. Not only make the transition, but also to make it with a conscious awareness of the transition happening. A lot of us are going to be unconscious to that transitioning, and our bodies are going to be feeling it as a traumatic event. So I'm asking that within the next 2 years, this year alone, there's going to be a lot more sightings, a lot more revelations. I think about 8 years ago, in a couple of my lectures, I've been saying that they're going to be finding new planets. As we move, the entire solar system begins to move into a whole new environment around this carousel that is circling the central sun of Alcyon, or what they call the Hunab Ku. We are going to be meeting up with neighbors that our ancestors have been meeting for the last 64.3 billion years.
So this is what vampires really is. You see what I'm saying? So this whole thing that's going on now is in actuality, now it's funny. In the summer of '94, the same year that the melatonin pills came out, the metaphysical books stores started getting in at least 10 or 20 books that's been released within the last 3 years on vampires. They got all kinds of books on vampirism. Vampire this, vampire that. And these are not like storybooks and stuff like this. These are metaphysical books talking about vampires. The fall of '94, the movie Interview with a Vampire comes out. You see what I'm saying? This year you had the movie From Dusk to Dawn came out. You see, they are the vampires and they're trying to suck the blood of us. And remember now, and it's interesting. Now in the movie Interview with a Vampire, they said that the best blood is that of a Creole woman. When they came on down HBO, they cut that out. So they even cut shit on HBO. You see. They cut it when they said, he said, oh, but the best blood is that of a Creole, which basically, they couldn't say black, so they said Creole, which shows it's still a black person. To show you the best, they talk about melanin. And they are the damn vampires. And that's the key. Which the whole thing now is basically vampires against real people.